The power of execution, the only core ability that allows ordinary people to succeed and achieve results, is execution, not information gaps or cognition. This is because many people have access to information, but after obtaining information, you must have execution to get results. Cognition, on the other hand, is not something others can simply hand to you. Cognition develops on the foundation of your execution ability. It's the result of you taking enough action on a particular task, accumulated naturally over time. So execution is greater than information gaps and cognition. And what I want to discuss today is that execution is something that can be cultivated through deliberate, acquired management. First, execution is not passion. Passion is useful, but it's unstable. Your stress levels, dopamine levels, energy state, and the availability of your willpower resources all affect your passion. This means that when you have passion, if you get positive feedback, your passion will skyrocket. For example, if I go fishing and catch a fish today, I'll want to go again tomorrow. But once your passion encounters negative feedback, it immediately vanishes. But your work often requires you to strive consistently, like 10 years as one day. It can't withstand such ups and downs. You'll notice that people with execution ability possess it throughout their lives. They don't rely on short-term passion to fuel their work. Execution has only two aspects. One is called ability, the other is called energy. Ability refers to this. If my ability is insufficient to complete a task, I will indefinitely postpone it. For example, I have social anxiety. If you want me to act like a social expert on the subway and film a short video, even though I know I must do it, I will still hope to postpone this indefinitely. This is due to my lack of ability. Energy, on the other hand, means that even if my ability is sufficient to handle a job, if it consumes too much of my energy or mental state, I will still hope to postpone it indefinitely. This makes me appear to lack execution. For example, when I was at the gym, my trainer gave me a very difficult 1 to 2 hour workout plan. Actually, my body was perfectly capable of performing this plan. But I usually went to the gym in the evening. I had already gone through a whole day of work struggles. My mental energy was insufficient. Completing such a workout plan was a huge challenge for me in terms of mental energy. This would cause me to constantly postpone it. Don't think I'm a person lacking execution in general, but when it came to going to the gym at that time, my execution was very poor. Both ability and energy are things that can be managed. This is very important. For example, I would never tell my gym trainer, I'll definitely come on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, or I'll come on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. I would definitely tell him, if I've had a very demanding day at work, then in the evening I won't have the mental energy and I won't go to the gym. But if my work day was spent casually, then in the evening I can go to the gym. Or if I've been postponing the gym for a long time, even if work is very busy today, I must go. In that case, we'll adjust the workout plan. Don't include things that will make my muscles extremely sore. I can just go sweat a bit or run on the treadmill today. Regarding ability, we should follow the 80-20th rule in our work. This means I need to ensure that 80% of my work today is within my ability limits. I only need to invest my time and effort to complete them. 20 of the tasks are challenging. This ensures you won't receive too much negative feedback. Now, why do people like Elon Musk achieve such high levels of success? It's partly because he might have conditions like Asperger's or bipolar disorder, various psychological differences. He must ensure that 80, even 100% of his work is challenging for him. If he feels there aren't enough challenges in his life, he will become anxious and feel pain. For him, 80 easy tasks are actually painful. He must constantly torment himself with 80% difficult tasks to continue living. For him, 80 of tasks being within his ability limit, meaning they don't challenge him, is actually painful. He needs to constantly push himself with difficult tasks to continue functioning. So, while he might have psychological differences, These differences happen to be very suitable for entrepreneurship, and after you correctly manage your ability and energy, you will constantly encounter positive feedback. Maybe you know perfectly well that 80% of what you're doing today is within your ability range, but you will still get positive feedback. For example, if there's a game you're really good at and have played for a long time, as soon as you play, you win. Winning this game will still bring you positive feedback. So it looks like you are very passionate about the game, or like people around me think I'm very passionate about my work. But actually, it's because I deliberately arranged 80% of my work to be things that would definitely bring me positive feedback. Passion is just an appearance. It looks like I'm very passionate about this task, but the reality is rooted in my correct management of my ability and energy. This long-term approach leads to two situations. First, your energy will increase. Someone constantly facing setbacks and frustration, approaching depression. And someone with high morale and confidence will have completely different energy levels. The second point is your ability will increase. If you encounter significant negative feedback at work, you might think, I just want to go back to a regular job, I don't want to be an entrepreneur anymore. Then your ability won't improve. But if you keep going, keep trying, even if your venture itself doesn't grow in scale, your personal ability will definitely increase because you are constantly refining yourself in this process. The ultimate result of improved ability and energy is improved execution, and after execution improves, the way you allocate your ability changes. Because I've come this far, the results I've achieved are all based on my own deliberate management of my ability and energy, not on so-called talent or external help. So I have confidence. I've succeeded countless times along the way, so even if I experience 3 or 5 setbacks next, it won't crush me. Therefore, I don't need to schedule 80% of my daily tasks within my comfort zone. I can schedule 50% of my tasks within my comfort zone. The other 50% are things I've never done before. In this situation, your control over your career will increase. You can boldly try things you've never done before, things others might not dare to do. So the first step is to clearly understand that your execution does not come from passion or sporadic effort like fishing for 3 days, drying nets for 2. It comes from managing your ability and energy. Second, you need to learn to correctly manage your ability and energy. Then, the third step is that your management behavior will constantly bring you positive feedback, making you look like someone very passionate about work. But you need to know internally that your apparent passion is secondary. True passion, or rather sustained drive, comes from the underlying ability and energy. The final result is the fourth step. Your execution will continuously improve, making your ability and energy stronger. Ultimately, you will become someone very suitable for entrepreneurship and making money.